Let's talk more about this with Zack Whittaker. Zack is a security editor at ZDNet. Good to talk to you, Zack. And we just heard from Liz Palmer that this is small potatoes, but it certainly seems as though it could have the potential to be a lot bigger deal than this is.
Yeah, this could well be. And now, if you thought that we'd seen this story before, we have. This appears to be yet another round of the global cyber attack that hit last month. Like last month's incident, attackers were able to infect computers with malware and scramble not only files and documents on a computer, but the entire hard drive, rendering that computer entirely useless. It's still early days. We'll see what happens going forward in the next few hours, but at this time it's very early to call any sort of to make any determinations about exactly what's happened or who's to blame.
Liz Palmer talked a little bit about ransomware attacks and how there is a demand for Bitcoin. Can you give us a little bit more information? What is a ransomware attack, and are they becoming more common?
So ransomware is essentially, it's a computer virus that infects your computer and scrambles your documents, rendering them impossible to access. And sometimes, like in this case, you'll find that the entire computer has shut down and is asking for ransom, usually a few $100s. And what happens is that this computer screen will ask users to buy Bitcoin, which is a cryptocurrency, a virtual currency, and ask them to send an anonymous amount of money to unlock their computer and to get their files back.
And there's no way to trace it because of the encryption?
Because the way that Bitcoin works, it makes it very difficult, if not impossible, to trace exactly where the source of the money comes from and also where it goes. So in a case like this, it'll be very difficult to determine exactly who is behind this kind of attack. And again, it's early days, but some have suggested that this may well be a nation-state attacker, but again, it's very early days. It makes it very difficult to know who's behind an attack. For the fact that this kind of ransomware was installed through essentially a leaked tool that was made and developed by the National Security Agency, because that was leaked to the world, anyone from a nation-state attacker or a lone hacker in their home can essentially cause this kind of massive cyber attack.
You sound skeptical that this is a nation state. Am I reading you correctly? And if so, who do you think are the possible suspects, culprits out there?
Well, again, it's keen to point out that it's very early days, so it would be kind of irresponsible to suggest who would be behind this kind of attack. As I said, this could be a nation-state attack. This could be because the tools that allow this kind of attack to carry out were leaked as a result of a breach at the National Security Agency, our intelligence agency that essentially carries out foreign surveillance. The fact that anyone can use this kind of exploit to exploit a vulnerability in Windows, anyone can carry out this attack. Anyone from a single person in their home, or it can be a nation-state attacker with the full resources of a government.
Zack, last question for people that are watching us on their computer system right now or on their smart device. As we take a look at some of the costs associated with cyber attacks, what can people do? Is it as simple as making sure that we've installed all of the up-to-date patches?
Right now, the best advice you can do, you can run all those patches that you want. You should update your computer with all the available patches that you have. If you have installed those patches, you should still be careful, though. You should carry out regular backups of your data to make sure that it's safe and secure, and make sure that that backed up data is never connected to the internet. There's some conflicting reports that even patched computers may be affected, but we'll see what happens in the next few hours when we'll have more information.
All right, Zack Whittaker is the security editor at ZDNet. Good to talk to you, Zack. Thanks very much for that.